What's up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to give you the very best products to sell online in 2024. Now, I have to warn you, most of you are not going to make six figures after you watch this video. And it's because I believe that most people just aren't cut out for business. But I'll tell you this, if you watch to the end, I'm going to get you as close as possible to making the decision of what the very best products are to start. And my goal is this, to help you decide, do I want to stay in a corporate job, work for somebody else and struggle? Or do I want to start my own business and learn how to make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month, working 10 to 15 hours a week? My name is Jeremiah Krakowski, and for the last 21 years, I've been in the online marketing and sales space, selling digital products, info products, CDs, DVDs, seminars, e-commerce, you name it. We have done it successfully. Mind you, we built multiple companies, over $20 million per year in profit. And listen, don't let that scare you away to think that I don't know what it takes for a beginner to start. In fact, that's what I have dedicated my life to doing, is helping people get started from ground zero to be able to build a successful business. And I'll tell you this, just a little bit as well. Maybe you might not think that it's possible for you. Maybe you've only ever worked a corporate job. For me personally, I'll tell you, tell you that whole story. I was working in corporate jobs for the longest time, helping entrepreneurs build their businesses to over $20 million a year. And I'm not going to bore you with all the details of that, but I had a mindset that prevented me from building my own business successfully. And I'm excited to share that last year we did $1.2 million in our business. We got a seven-figure business, and I haven't made less than $250,000 a year since 2011. I had one period where I made less than that back in 2009 and 2010 for about 2 years. But since then, that's 13 years now, I haven't made less than $250,000 a year. And so I know exactly what it takes to make that much money consistently in my sleep, roll out of bed, barely coherent. And I can tell you the few key things to do, and we've done so in this space, the digital marketing, info product, online sales space, okay? So you might be hearing a few words that maybe you don't like. Sales, right? We're like, oh, I don't want to sell. Well, how do you expect to make money online? So you got to address that first off, right? I'm just going to come right out the gate and kind of rip the Band-Aid off a little bit. Sales is a requirement. You need to become what I call a trained sales assassin. And again, what this means is being able to laser in like a sniper on exactly the market that is going to make you the most amount of cash. One of the number one things that I tell people is this: your main priority needs to be cash flow, okay? What is going to bring in maximum profit as far as this goes? And this is where most people can't go because they're way too focused on all the other stuff as to why they don't want to focus on the money as far as this goes. You will not be able to have a business if you don't focus on profit and money. Okay, you can have a charity, you can have a nonprofit, you can have a hobby that is fulfilling and makes you feel happy, but you're not going to learn a lot of that from me. You're going to learn a lot of the tactics and strategies that actually bring in cash flow. Okay, and so if you don't want to bring in let's just round it up to $25,000 per month, right? That's a pretty decent income for most people, where you have options depending on where you want to live as far as this goes. If you want to live in a city like Austin, Texas, where I live right now, and you want to be able to buy a home here and have a comfortable life, you got to be making right around that $15,000 to $25,000 a month level right here, minimum, to be able to do that. But if you want to live maybe somewhere that's a little bit more rural, you can be right at about $5,000 to $10,000 and have the same quality of life as you might in Austin, Texas. At this, it's just different economies, different parts of the country. Austin's pretty expensive. I love it here. It's amazing. It's an incredible city. If you have an opportunity to visit, please do so. Highly encourage it. You might just want to move here. The energy here is electric. And that's why I love it here. I've actually lived here. I moved away and then moved back with my wife back in 2018. And I don't think I'm ever going to leave this area. It's just incredible. We're planting roots here. We're building, growing our family. We just bought a home last year. My son, we have another baby on the way. Listen, I'm all in on Austin, Texas, as far as that goes. And it's cool because it's a different part of Texas. It's like if you took some of the great parts of California and dropped them in the middle of Texas, and then you got all the great parts of Texas and they melted together. That's Austin. And I think that's pretty cool. It's like a nice, it's like the best parts of two polar opposite, I would say California, Texas, polar opposite cultures. And then you merge them together with all their best parts. That's why I love Austin. It really is one of the best cities. But you didn't come here to hear about Austin. I'm a big fan of it, as you can tell. What I want to tell you is that for you to be able to make the kind of money that you want to make so that you don't have to work for somebody else, you got to prioritize cash flow. Now, what is going to bring in cash flow for you? Well, the only way that you're going to make that much money in your own business is you have to provide value, okay? Now, here's the thing. I just want to say this. If you've been in the space for a while and you've been trying to learn stuff online, you know that the marketplace pays for value. The problem is value alone isn't going to make you a dime. And I might be one of the first people to tell you that. Okay? You have to combine value plus skills. Okay? And what are the skills? The skills to pay the bill. Well, that sounds funny, but it is. It's the skills that bring in the cash flow. So just providing value alone, there's a lot of people that give away value, but they don't have the skill set to turn value into cash flow. And that, my friends, is a bit more of a challenge as far as that goes. So right away, you have to decide that I'm going to learn the skills that it takes to provide value. And that's exactly what I do. That's exactly what we do over at my website, jeremiahkrakowski.com, is we teach you, we mentor you both through my podcast. We got tons of episodes in our podcast right here. You can check it out, the Grow Your Life podcast. It's like a coach in a box where I walk you through lots of aspects in building your business, beating writer's block, choosing the right software platforms, boosting your productivity, landing pages, persistence, selling by letting go of the sale. This one right here will make you a ton of money as far as that goes. But all that to say, learning the skills on what it takes to be able to sell the value, that is what you need to know. So whether you're doing e-commerce, if you're selling a physical product, where do we find the products? How do we get them manufactured? How do we then get people to buy it? How do they find our product? Or you're creating an info product, such as a course or a membership or a subscription. How do you create something that is of value? That's the easy part, by the way. Some of y'all are like, wait a sec, what? That's the easy part? It is. Because I meet a ton of people. I do. They watch these videos. They have value, but they have no skill when it comes to selling it. And they don't know how to sell, and they don't know how to turn the value into sales. So if you want to answer this question of what is the best products to sell online right now, I'm going to tell you this. It's what creates consistency in your life. And when we talk about consistency, it's what can you count on and rely on that's going to be there for you week after week after week. Because right now we live in a time where there is uncertainty. Okay? Look at the world around you. We don't know what next week might hold, let alone next year. And so creating consistency in your life and in your business is what I believe everybody needs to do. And that starts by packaging your value into what I call a subscription offer, okay? Where people pay monthly for what you had to offer. And some of you might be like, well, I don't want to lock people into a monthly payment or something like that, right? None of us really like having another subscription as far as this goes, but can I tell you this? Subscription models are what make business grow. In 2024, we have to really balance the fact of what we maybe don't like about the world around us and what actually works. How many of y'all don't want to have another Netflix or another Disney Plus or a Hulu or things like that, right? Can I tell you this? Those companies, though, make more money selling subscriptions, and there's a reason why companies sell subscriptions more than anything else. What I love to teach people is how to do a low ticket subscription. You could go as low as $7 a month. $7. Or some of our clients have as high as $2,000 a month as far as this goes that we've worked with. Now, that's a big range, right? $7 a month, $2,000 a month. What in the world would somebody pay $2,000 a month for? Well, I'll tell you exactly what it is. I'm going to show you one of our clients that we've worked with for a while is over here at arealchange.com. And it's a VIP stock program called the VIP Up Level program. If you scroll right down right here, $2,000 a month. And what it is it's mentoring that includes an academy on trading stocks, real-time market updates, strategy sessions, market analysis, all of this combined together in a community that will help people be able to learn how to trade stocks, but go beyond just the basics of learning how to trade, how to have access to the best information right away as far as that goes, okay? So, but what this is essentially is if we break it down, it's an information coaching program. It's a VIP membership mentorship program. And this client has, I believe, a few hundred people in this program right here at this level, $2,000 a month, okay? They also have a level that is $177 a month. They have a few thousand people at that level. Now, that's a very successful, highly profitable business as far as that goes. Maybe you're watching this right now and you're like, okay, few hundred, few thousand people, gosh, I'd be happy if I just had 20 people. That's exactly. Don't neglect small beginnings. And I think that that's a good mindset to have. Is how do we get you to get, and let's shrink this down right here. I think this is a really great goal for you. Is your first 20 sales, okay? Because that makes it tangible. It makes it something that is doable. It makes it something that we can really look back at and say, okay, I can make that happen. I can get 20 people to give me $7. Now, that's not going to make you rich, right? But that's $140 a month that you didn't have as far as that goes. Okay? And here's what I found is that whether you're making $1 million a month or you're bringing in $100 a month, the strategies are the same. Once you get to where you're making $200, $500, $1,000, $2,000 a month consistently, by the way, most people don't even know how to do that. You figured out something that 99% of people don't know how to do. And then what you got to do is you have to then start scaling. And a lot of people are looking to scale way sooner than even just validating and getting an initial test going and experimenting some things. So what I encourage people to do is I encourage you to adopt what is called an experimentation mindset. Okay? And we have to have a growth mindset when we think about all of these things. What is the difference between a growth and a fixed mindset? A fixed mindset says how I've always done things is how it's always going to be. And that's just how I am. That's my personality. I can't grow. I can't change. I have evidence in my life and the people that I've worked with to see people that are not qualified. I can tell you right now, me personally, I was qualified for years to not be the guy who was in front of the camera, teaching, selling, mentoring people. And if I look back even at my life and the mistakes that I've made, back when I struggled with alcohol, drinking, hanging out with friends that were not healthy for me, as far as that goes, I was not in a position to do anything but help somebody else make a lot of money. And I had to reinvent myself and create a brand new life to where I wasn't manipulated by other people, to where I didn't let other people's opinions of me stop me, to where I didn't become afraid of people disliking me, people's disapproval, as far as that goes. And maybe you're listening to me right now and you're like, well, Jeremiah, gosh, I wouldn't want people to disapprove of me. Why would anybody disapprove of what I'm doing? I'll tell you this, when you start going after your goals and you start going after what it takes to make 20 sales, and when you start doing the stuff that it takes to actually create $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 a month in your own business, you will experience, everybody does, stuff that's going to try to pull you back to where you came from, to get you to give up on your dream, to get you to quit. And I see it happen all the time with people. They make a commitment to start something. They make a commitment to get started, even getting mentored, even people that I meet that come to work with me as far as this goes. And listen, I will fight for you. I will work with you. I will go to war with you and battle with you to make sure that you get your first 20 sales when you work with me. But if you don't show up, answer my calls, ghost me, and I don't hear from you, and then you write me 6 months later and say that you're embarrassed of the fact that you didn't show up and that I literally can't get a hold of you, and I've done everything and exhausted all of my resources to be able to do so, that is like, by the way, that's the reality of when it comes to coaching. Some people literally just cannot do what it takes. What I'm looking for is this. I'm looking for people that are willing to go after things, that they are willing to take risks, that they are willing to step out, try some things out, test some stuff out. And listen, it doesn't have to cost you a ton of money to do so, or time. I only work 10 to 15 hours a week in my business. I don't think anybody needs to work more than that, even when they're starting. But here's what ends up happening. We end up challenging a lot of our beliefs in our mind. You don't need to invest more than a few $100s when it comes to the technology and the tools that you need to be able to build a successful business online. Now, you might be asking at this point in time, okay, Jeremiah, just get to the point already. What is the best product to sell? And I'm going to tell you, okay? Figure out how to take what you know, and by the way, this comes from working with thousands of people in hundreds of different niches, industries for the last 21 years. And I can look at, okay, and this is what people pay me for. As I look at the horizon of what industries are out there right now, and what is the fastest way that you can increase your income to $5,000 to $25,000 a month with the least amount of effort or upfront investment for you. And I can say unequivocally, it's when you package and you bundle it together, what you know, right? You take your knowledge, you take what you know, combined with your presence. Okay? So what you know, combined with your presence, combined with support. Okay? So what this is you're giving people access to your knowledge, access to you, and access to, in the future, if they get stuck, knowing that you're there to support them. By the way, this is exactly what I offer to the clients that we work with every single day in their businesses. Is the confidence that they're going to get the information on the cutting edge, right stuff to do at the right moment in time, not outdated information that worked 6 months ago that doesn't work right now. Can I tell you this? Stuff that worked 6 months ago doesn't work anymore. Artificial intelligence has almost completely obsoleted itself when it comes to marketing for most people. And listen, I was the first guy out there preaching you got to use AI a year ago. People ignored it. People who did it made a lot of money. And then it started to stop working again. And now we've literally pivoted away from, people are very resistant to AI. They don't want artificial intelligence created stuff. They want real connection as far as that goes. Now we use AI to brainstorm stuff. And maybe I'll make another video on how we brainstorm with AI and how it can actually inspire you to go 10, 20x with your knowledge by inspiring you as a research assistant and a market research assistant. But I don't even use AI anymore to create a lot of my marketing. And I'm even mentoring a lot of my clients on moving away from using AI and how to use it as a research assistant, but not necessarily creating everything for them, and to inspire their own mind to be able to work well. And then what people get access to is they get access to me. They get to work with me personally. I get to come alongside them. I'm there making sure that they're getting the job done. I'm there hounding them to see, are you doing the work? And listen, if they don't want that, I'll back off. It's whatever people want. I end up giving it to them as far as that goes. I've been doing this a while, and I know that not everybody is the same. They got different personalities. Some people would rather me be more hands-off with them and they just show me their work. Others would rather that I'm a lot more hand-holding. But I offer that to people that I work with. And then the future support to know that maybe if they want to take a couple months off or they get overwhelmed, I'm there to support them along the way to even come back and encourage them to do that. Even providing this to people, I still have people that tell me, Jeremiah, it's just not the right time. It's not the right, I don't feel like I can do it as far as this goes. And that's why I say this. I used to not think this, but now I do. 98% of people are just not cut out to actually build a business. They're not. And maybe you're watching this right now and you're saying, Jeremiah, I don't think I'm cut out for that. Can I encourage you on this one? You can become cut out for it. I realized that I was the 98% of people that was not cut out for business 21 years ago. That's why I worked for people that were cut out to run companies, build companies. And then I grew in my skill set. I started providing value. I became CEO of these companies, became the decision maker, but I still wasn't risking my own money or reputation in this. And that's the part that is the hardest for most people, is when you go out there to build your own business, you're risking your own reputation. You're risking your own finances, your own time. And we end up taking that a lot more seriously, and we end up holding on to it a lot more tightly as far as that goes. And so what I would encourage you is this. There's a lot of different business models out there when it comes to making the kind of finances that you want to make that you could do. If you can package what you know, give people access to you, and provide future support, and you can put that all together into a monthly payment where people are basically paying you monthly for this access. Whether they use it or not, that resource is there. And you price it, you make your pricing very competitive. You price it just high enough that it qualifies out people that are going to waste your time. That's why what I offer is it's $200 a month for people to work with me. Minimum. You can't work with me for less than $200 a month as far as that goes. Just can't. Because I want to qualify out anybody that's too expensive as far as that goes. Because what I found is that for the people that's too expensive for, they're not even going to take advantage of this. They're not even going to do the stuff that it takes. And you can literally figure that out. And that's where the second factor comes in deciding how to price things and what to offer, is focusing on the impact and result for your buyers. Okay? So we may have a desire to provide the best, lowest cost, quality, not lowest quality, right? Highest quality product. But the problem is that people have an expected perceived value based on price. And I wish I knew this 4 years ago. I was selling a course. It was actually, people would buy it and they would tell me it was the world's best Facebook ads course they ever bought. By the way, we still have, I believe, the best Facebook ads courses that are out there in our program. Now, the only way to access them is by joining our program. But I was selling it for $47. And people would, and then I would have people like schedule a call with me and I would upgrade them to one-on-one coaching. I was maybe making like $1,000 to $2,000 a month at that level. Okay. And it was a struggle for me. You might be like, wait a sec, Jeremiah, I thought you said you were making $250,000 a year for the last whatever. Okay, tell me how this story works out. You're only making $1,000 a month selling your coaching. I was doing services and consulting for companies that would pay me $8,000, $10,000 a month retainers. I had multiple clients at that level, retainer clients where I was running their marketing. So for a time period when I was really, really struggling to sell my own courses and coaching and memberships, I had a service-based business on the side where I offered services. And listen, I didn't cheap out on these services either. I required people to pay me, what's $8,000 a month times 12? Oh gosh, the math on this one. $96,000 a year. Okay? So I was selling a $96,000 a year package. And by the way, most of these clients stayed with me for a couple of years. These were not like one and done, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am type of things. These were 2 to 3 year contracts that we had. And I still have great relationship with these people, by the way. If I had one thing I can be proud of today, is that the people that paid me $100,000, $200,000 a year for multiple years in a row, I am still friends with them. I can still literally call them up for anything. For like legitimate, like, hey, can you do me a favor? Could you help me with this? Why? Because they made way more than that during that time period. And I'll tell you this, I got a little bit of a pride for that one, because there's not a lot of people who can say that. I can tell you that the people who bought my $47 course, they would tell me repeatedly, this is the best course we've ever bought. And we still get that today. We have people who join my accelerator program. They're like, Jeremiah, you know, I'm in this program, but maybe right now it's not the best time for me to do this. But they always leave it with this, but you are literally the best. And your information is the best, and you're doing a great work. And that's become my reputation in the marketplace, is that we provide legitimately the best coaching, the best support for our clients. And we will continue to do that until the Lord takes me home. Way off in the future, right? As far as that goes. Okay, I don't want to get sentimental here as far as that goes, but just, can I tell you this? Your reputation matters when it comes to business. What your clients can say about you. But I'm going to tell you a flip side to this. Okay? I have people to this day who tell me that I am unwise. They call me a scammer. They say that I'm the worst person in the world. Who are these people? What do they have? Like, what evidence do they have for this? None. They saw me on a Facebook ad and they made a judgment about who I am because of the things that I'm saying. There are people who watch videos of me on YouTube right now who leave those comments. Never worked with me. Never done business with me. And then I got clients who did business with me who are saying that I'm literally the best at what it takes. So I'm going to tell you this. You could do all the right things and you're not going to please everybody. You're going to have disappointment, disapproval, people not liking you, people disliking you that are not worth your time to think about. I used to ruminate and try to create a product that could never have anybody say anything bad about me. That's why I priced this incredible course at $47. And yet I still got called a scammer for selling that for $47. And I cried. I'm a little embarrassed to say I cried over that, but it was hard for me. I was like, why are they calling me this? Because I didn't realize how mean people could be. And I don't want to dwell on that, but I want to tell you this, that one of the number one things that you need to develop if you're going to run a business online is thick skin. There are mean people out there. They're going to say things about you that are untrue. These were untruths and lies about me that people were saying. And they didn't bother me because maybe there was an iota of truth. But it's because I knew how much this information helps people and that people were unwilling to even just give it a shot. Even with a 60-day money-back guarantee, unwilling to try it out. And so I say all this to encourage you. You could literally do all the right things. Have the highest level of integrity like we do. And still, there will be people that will disapprove of you as far as that goes. And so what I've had to learn is to let go of all those opinions of other people that are negative and to really, really focus on what are the ones that are my cheerleaders, that have my back, that are cheering me on, that are championing what we're doing. What about the companies that I built to over $20 million a year when I was working as CEO of those companies? That I still can call to this day and hang out with and talk to and we're friends with. Haven't destroyed the relationship. That's what I focus on. And so that's one of the number one things that I want to tell you is that you have to get your mind right. And you have to get your thinking right if you want to make this come together. Because what you believe about yourself determines how much money you can make in your own business. Your level of self-esteem and self-belief and learning to not beat yourself up, to not take on what people say about you, and to learn to gas yourself up and excite yourself and light yourself on fire. Literally, that's what I think of. Proverbially, even spiritually, is every time that I go out there, I'm like pouring spiritual gasoline on myself, lighting myself on fire to shine as brightly as possible, to share with you what's inside of me and to bring that to the table. And that's what I hope that I've done just a little bit of here today. What you have to do is you have to package an offer. These are offers right here. Whether you're selling a $47 a month, by the way, that's a really great price point for a lot of people's memberships, $47 a month. You can even trial it out at $27 a month. We actually built a membership for one of my clients. His name was Rick Pino, and he's an incredible dude. We built a business with him that was a membership, $27 a month here over at worshipcoach.com, where we taught people how to write songs, and he had some of the top worship leaders on here. It was $27 a month, and we were making $40,000 a month in profit just off of that one membership. And his business then went on to make over $1 million a month when we were working together on this. Now he charges $97 a month for it as far as this goes with a 14-day trial. Okay? So started at $27 a month. Once things got refined, the courses started to grow, the quality of the product got better, increased the price to $97 a month as far as that goes. Okay? And so when it comes to whether your offer is $27 a month, $47 a month, or you're charging $96,000, $200,000 a year for a service or a package like that, you have to make the impact and the results your number one priority. And that's what a lot of people get wrong. And that's unfortunately why a lot of people get scammed. And that's why a lot of people also don't feel confident when it comes to selling and offering their products. And so that's what I work with people on, both through my podcast as well as my coaching program, the Client Growth Accelerator that we have right here. This is all about how do you get those clients? How do you get those members? How do you get those subscribers? And we're going to accelerate you by mentoring you on how to reach that six-figure, $10,000, $20,000 a month level, and even go to seven figures with our training and mentoring and coaching right here. Now, it's not available and open for you to even register for, but you can jump in on our waiting list right here. And when we do open enrollment to it, you can be the first to know. So you can find that over at jeremiahkrakowski.com/accelerator, where you can click on one of the links that are connected to my site right here. Again, I don't want to make these videos be a sales pitch for you, but I want to tell you this, that if you want to work with us to help you put together an offer that's going to create consistent revenue for you, that's going to create the kind of income that you want to have, where we can show you how to put together, whether it be a subscription or a course or a coaching program, or maybe you want to take an e-commerce product and turn it into a subscription, or maybe you want to sell a book and then monetize that book, build a personal brand. We've helped a number of different authors and speakers build personal brands out there with their stuff. There's a client right now that we're working with right now in my program. She's working with a few other people, but she's just the sweetest lady that you'll ever meet. Her name is Mary. She's one of our clients in our accelerator program. And this is her right here. She just launched her book, Destined to Shine, right here. Incredible. And now we're working with her to create a back-end product and offer and course to be able to go deeper with this. And I remember I've followed Mary's journey. She's just one of the most amazing mentors that's out there for people. And I remember when I met her, I was like, listen, like, a book might not be the best thing to start with because it's not going to make you the kind of money you want to make. Now she launched her book, really fulfilled on this, but it's not bringing in the kind of cash flow that she was expecting. So, but it's exciting because she's laid a lot of the foundation for the results and the impact, and she knows what she wants to charge money for. And that's what we're working with her now, is why she joined my accelerator program, is to monetize that, to bring it right together, to be able to create some kind of an offer that she can make a consistent income with, so that her or her husband don't have to work a job and can actually go out there and have the impact that they want to have on other people's lives while providing value and information to people. And that's exactly what I work with people to do every single week, is to take what they know and their experiences and package it into the highest impact for their clients, get the most results for their clients, and bring in the best cash flow, the right pricing for what their service is. Okay? And so again, I'd encourage you, join the waiting list for the Accelerator program. You might also see some different ads that we run for different events and trainings that we do. Plug into my podcast as well, by the way. We just brought this back. I took a little bit of a hiatus on the podcast this week, beating writer's block as a content creator for good. I'm excited for this lesson as far as this goes. And of course, subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're going to be providing training videos every single week with you. Here's what I want to encourage you. If you're watching this, leave me a comment below this video and let me know what you would like me to teach, what you would like me to unpack, what you would like me to share to go deeper with you as far as future videos that we create on this YouTube channel. I want you to be the one that inspires what we create as far as this goes, and I want this to be interactive. This video was actually the result of something that somebody had said and shared that they wanted me to teach and share as far as that goes, and here we are today with this video, okay? So leave a comment below. Let us know what you'd like us to share, and get on the waiting list for the Accelerator. When we open those doors, we'd love to have you in there with us to work with you. Even if it's just to try it out for a month to see if it's a good fit for you. As of this recording right now, we may change it in the future, so don't hold me to it. We actually do provide a 30-day money-back guarantee to try out the program just to see if it's a good fit for you. Here's the cool thing. Almost nobody ever takes us up on the 30 days because they're like, okay, this was the best. This is amazing. I'm thankful to be here, and I'm going to stay in here. And a lot of our clients stay for years as far as that goes in our program. Not because they, they're struggling, but because they're growing and continuing to grow and seeing the changes and results week after week after week. And they have access to the support and me to be able to come alongside them when they're struggling to say, okay, here's where we need to pivot. Here's where we need to course correct. Here's what needs to be adjusted. Here's some of the adjustments that need to be made. And then they're off to the races as far as that goes. All right. Thank you. And we'll see you on the next video. We'll talk soon.